Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Fight, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, I want to welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2. I hope you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. You know, most players, they play hard, they do what they got to do, and, sometimes they get hurt, sometimes they don't get hurt. But there's one player in Major League Baseball who would probably sign like the worst free agent contract in the history of the game. That's Anthony Rendon. Well, we got a new story about him. Oh my goodness, this guy. It's bad enough that he doesn't give a shit about playing the game. He said that he looks at it as a job. He doesn't look at it as a life. You know, some players they struggle to get to the major leagues. They take them 10 years, some of them 12 years to get to the major leagues. They beat around the bushes. They go to independent ball. They go to Korea, or they go to Japan and they do their best to get back to the United States so they can have a chance to play in the major leagues. And just to say I played, had a bat in the majors. But Anthony doesn't care. And ever since he signed with the Angels, nothing's gone right. Pretty much. I mean, after the Nationals won the World Series, he left, and nothing has gone right for him or the Angels. Obviously, they did not do their due diligence talking to him and his background. The Nationals had no problem letting him walk. Although the Nationals didn't have a problem with Bryce Harper walking. But let me read a headline. It's from MLB Trade Rumors. Anthony Rendon to undergo hip surgery, facing long-term absence. That's what he's been for the last 5 years. Long-term absence. Unbelievable. Angels third baseman Anthony Rendon is slated to undergo hip surgery and face a long-term absence. General Manager Perry Minasian announced to the Angels beat this morning. I mean, Angels fans ought to beat this guy. Rendon is 34, is entering the sixth season of a 7-year, he's got one more year, $245 million contract that's proved a catastrophic misstep for the Angels organization. He played 52 of 60 possible games during his first season with the Halos. With every bit like the star they hoped to sign, hitting 286. It's been all downhill from there. Over the past 4 seasons, Rendon has played 205 of the possible 648 games. Now, I saw a thing online that during the time that Ted Williams was in World War II and in the Korean War as a pilot, he played more games during those seasons than Anthony Rendon has over the last 4. And those are 2 tours of duty in the military. And, of course, Rendon hit 231 over those 205 games with a 329 on-base percentage, 336 batting average. Crazy. Dating back to 2021 alone, Rendon has had a staggering 12 different injured list placements. That procedure will account for his 13th. He missed time of a near interminable list of injuries, which in order reads as follows. Okay, let's get this. Knee contusion, hamstring strain, hip impingement, wrist inflammation, wrist surgery, groin surgery, wrist contusion, shin contusion, hamstring strain, back inflammation, oblique strain, and now hip surgery. Jesus Christ. As Minasian explains, Rendon had a setback during his offseason rehab work, leading to the upcoming operation. Even prior to that, Minasian had stated that after the past 4 seasons, Rendon would not simply be handed the third base job on account of his contract. The Angels were open to everyday additions at the hot corner throughout the winter and reportedly looked into potential trades for Nolan Arenado, Alec Bohm, and Eugenio Suarez. They recently signed Yohan Moncada to a 1-year, $5 million deal. With Rincon out indefinitely, Moncada's already apparent status as the team's primary third base is only further solidified. So that explains why they signed him, Moncada, last week. There's no exact timetable for Rendon's return, but at this point it's fair to wonder whether he'll make it back to the field in an Angels uniform. He's been injured more often than not since signing in Anaheim and now faces the prospect of rehabbing from a major surgery in his mid-30s. He signed through the 26th season, bringing him close to a point which teams start to feel comfortable cutting bait on underwater contracts. Given Moncada's own lengthy injury history, the Angels may have to patch things together at the high corner this year. Utility infielder Kevin Newman signed a big league contract early in the offseason and could see frequent time there. He may also get some time run at shortstop with Zach Neto still mending from shoulder surgery. Neto said earlier today that he recently got some good news and his ahead of schedule in recovery. Again, the Angels can't do anything right. They're a disaster, and Artie Moreno should have sold the team last year. He was going to, and then he changed his mind. And of course, you got this guy who doesn't care. That is the worst place you could probably go to, because you got an owner that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. You got Mike Trout who can never stay on the field. I mean, I'll say one thing about Mickey Mantle. He always played over 100 games every year. Mike Trout never does. He's worse than Mickey Mantle. And somebody had asked me about a year or two ago, would you bring in Mike Trout to play for the Mets? No, he's past his prime. Thing about being a great player, he's got to be on the field. That's one of the many tenets of it. If you're not on the field, you can't be great. Mike Trout's good enough to be a Hall of Famer, but he's not good enough to be an all-time great because he hasn't been healthy. And Anthony Rendon, I have no sympathy for him. He's a Met killer of the major order. I do not feel sorry for him one bit. And if he's going to disrespect fans by saying he doesn't care about the game, then I have no sympathy for him. He's making all this money and he can't like push himself to get on the field. No, that's on him. Someday when someone comes to him and he's not going to be treated well, maybe the Nationals fans will treat him well when they have like an anniversary for the 2019 team. But for the most part, Major League fans do not like him, just due to the fact that he's such a jerk, and has very little respect for the fans and very little respect for working class people. Well, glad he's not our problem. Glad he's not a Mets fan's problem. But that's why you got to be very careful about signing players to these long-term deals, just due to the fact they hit 30 years old, you never know. And the fact of the matter is, you got to be able to talk to the person and really get to know them and know their reputation. I'm sure the Nationals knew his reputation about this. No team knows a player better than the team that he signs with and goes through their farm system. They learn about him in those quiet moments, beating the bushes in South Carolina and Georgia and Texas, the Texas League and the Florida State League, or in the California League, wherever they play in the West. But that's where you really learn about a player when they're coming up to the minor leagues. I'm sure the Nationals knew that. That's probably why they had no problem moving on from him very quickly. I guess they figured they take their chances. They won their World Series, they're going to move on. And that's exactly what they did. And they look pretty smart for doing that. A couple other notes. Among the notable non-roster invitees in Angels camp who could factor into the infield are Tim Anderson. I don't know what happened to his career. J.D. Davis, who can't hit a fastball. Carter Kilboom. And Yomer Sanchez. So to give you an extra bit of information here. But let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to Baseball Head 2. And I'll see you later.